Hello. It's currently 11:20 at night and I have work in the morning. um I think it's July 2nd, 2026. I randomly felt like I needed to make this. I don't know why. I was doing a reading and I pulled 3 cards: trust, grief, and abundance. And trust originally came reversed. And I'm just going to read them for a moment. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Oh, and the other day I went to the Chinese restaurant and we got fortune cookies, and my fortune cookie said basically like you need to take all of your opportunities. I don't know where the fortune is right now. It's in my phone case, but I don't know where my phone case is. But anyway, I'm saying all of this because I feel like I doubt myself a lot. And I don't know why I do that. And I just want to remind myself that literally my intuition has not steered me wrong yet. It hasn't. And the only reason why I ever doubt it is because it's always like an original idea, I think. I don't want to say idea, but it's usually different than what other people tell me and or what I normally see happen. And it's not that I choose things that no one ever does. People do the things that I am choosing to do or think about doing. But there are specific people like I don't know. Um and it's just hard, or at least it seems like it's hard doing that thing. And I don't mean it in any other way except for I literally just have to trust my thoughts. If I don't trust my thoughts, like, what else am I going to trust, you know? Like, I always try and doubt the one thing that I genuinely believe in, which is the universe and like the language of it, because you never really get confirmation, I think. Well, that's a lie. But it's just like you don't really realize until it's gone, which is why I think that the cards that I got were important today, because everything that has led me to this point was me making a decision in the present and following my intuition. And I think I need to talk about it so that I just genuinely remember where I came from. Like, I literally was in school and I can easily say that I was a shell of a person. Not in like a depressed way, but just in I really hid my personality. And I hid it so well that even I couldn't tell what was me and what was like society, or like the person that I built that would be accepted by others. And no one forced me to do that. Like, I actively chose to be like that. Just because I felt like it was easier than dealing with being different. And right now, at this point, like what I'm talking about is quite literally like experiencing being a dark skinned woman raised around people that did not look like me. And it's like, in general, when you're younger, you deal with, I don't know, the emotions of growing up and just being around the same people every single day. But that was just interesting, and it just made me do things that, like, I don't even know how I was living like that, because it was just so unauthentic to myself. And it's just like crazy, because in the moment you're kind of just like, again, this is just the easier option. But like, now that I'm older and I experience life very differently, I'm like, wow, I never need to do that. Like, I never need to do that. I never need to change myself. Maybe I need to change my environment, or like the people that I'm talking to, or like whatever. But like, I would never put myself in a situation where it's like I have to be around people and or doing things that I quite literally don't want to do. And I have learned to like make a boundary with people that not even just people, but just like people or things that I genuinely feel like I don't owe any, like, I don't owe them anything. But then I can be more lenient with that boundary with people that I genuinely care about, because there are some times where, like, yeah, I want to have solitude or something, just an example. um but I don't but like, I don't know, it's somebody's like important date or something, so like I have to like attend something or something like that. It's like, obviously I'm not gonna not go just because I want to spend time by myself. I can spend time by myself at a different time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you don't need to literally change your boundaries, but you know, give and take, I guess. And if this doesn't make any sense to you, to be honest, this video is for me. So, I mean, if you want to stay here, because I am going to talk about how I even got into my life the way that it is now. Um, but these are just my thoughts, and I have to say them so that I hear them later. um, but I mean, maybe this will kind of make sense for some people. Who knows? You know, I guess I shouldn't doubt. But anyway, the point of that was that I need to just remember that I literally don't have to live that way ever again. And I don't want to. And I feel like I'm at a turning point where, if I not fuck it up, but I just really don't want to end up doing something like that again. Just like living so unauthentically because I have to, you know, like to survive. I don't want to have to do that. And that brings me to my point. I genuinely think that I should be creating more. I have so many ideas and things that I genuinely enjoy that I could like offer to other people. I'm not an artist. I don't draw well. I'm not good with like stuff like that. Like, I can't paint or whatever the fuck. But I can like make things out of things, if that makes sense. Or I can make things look pretty almost. Or whatever. Like, I started doing spells, and my spells have like been so different, and they've worked in such insane ways that I didn't even know I could like do, and I would like to share that with other people, and I don't. I don't know. I guess there's always a fear of like being weird or whatever, but it's like I'll find my people, right? And my people will find me. So it doesn't really matter. Another example, I'm looking at my desk right now and it looks fucking amazing. Like when I go on fucking Pinterest or I mean, Pinterest is fucking annoying, but anything really, and I look at other people's like things that they've done or how they've decorated or something. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Like I wish that I don't even say that well, this is before. I would like wish that like I would be like that. And I realize that I am. And I'm going to show my desk because like I made that. I literally put this together. I literally thrifted these pyramids from a rummage sale, super random, for super cheap, and they're like literally stone, okay? And I was like, this is perfect for Thoth's altar. Like, boom. Like, I don't know. And just like the way that I put the things together and I have the candles here, like I love how it looks. I love how it looks. I love the intention of it. I love that like I have a story with like why I got the things and what I was thinking. Like there's like so much that like gets put into the things that I do. And I just feel like I don't know why I don't share that more. And I guess I just am not very good at talking about myself and or any of the things that I do. But like why? And I realized, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a speak when spoken to kind of person. Well, not all the time, just with like people that I don't know. Like I'm not like I'm very much like an onion or I don't know. I don't tell people what I do a lot. And I think it's because I'm scared that I'm going to be judged because I don't do things that I've realized a lot of other people do or don't do. Like so I'm kind of like, "Oh, like I feel like there's people online that I see that do things that I do, but like I don't personally know other people." So I get nervous. I get nervous. But it's like, I don't know. I need to learn how to just be myself. And that's it. I realize that I think I'm still struggling with that. So I'm going to try to be myself more in terms of like actually showing who I am outwardly to other people. Because I think I'm myself with myself, but I'm not very good at showing people who I am. And maybe that's just a defense mechanism, but I think that it also stops me from having like true relationships with like new people. Like my people in my life right now are very solid, like unbreakable solid. And but like I'm also still young and there's so many more people that I'm going to meet in my life and or even just encounter. And I think that if you are not your authentic self, there can never be anything different, if that makes sense. It's kind of like I always keep myself stuck because I don't express everything all the time. And I don't mean like oversharing my life. Like I literally just mean like being proud of myself and like expressing that. And one of the ways that I think that I want to express it is with this channel. Like, I want to show people what I do. I don't know why. And it's like, I guess there's just a lot of self doubt. Just like, well, who cares about you and your fucking, and what the hell you're doing? And it's like, I follow people just because they post videos and I love to see how they live their lives. So it's like, why wouldn't Like me, like how could I also not be one of those people, you know? The fact that I do that and like I support other people, I'm sure that there would be people out there that would also support me, if that makes sense. And I feel like I worry a lot about that, about like people not supporting me. And I think, again, self-doubt, defense mechanism, fear, like, and the fear I think is like more of a fear of like the universe, because I truly believe that like my intuition is literally telling me to just fucking make shit and like actually do the things that I'm thinking. And I keep not doing it because I keep thinking that the outcome is not going to be what I'm thinking that it's going to be. But that's just me doubting the universe, because I believe in intuition and I believe in like putting my energy into something and that something showing up. So now I'm going to talk about how I got here, because I think I'm forgetting. I think I'm forgetting, and I think I'm forgetting the genuine feeling that I have every single day, because I keep letting something block me. And I truly don't even know what the thing is. But, and I think I tried to start this before, but this time I'm going to actually, this time I'm going to actually say what I need to say. At some point, I was a shell of a person. I always had my personality there, but I hid it. And then I was in college, and I was just like floating, literally just floating through life. I went to work every day because I worked full time. I still had no money, even though I was working all the time, because I was paying for school, and like I just couldn't hold on to my money. And I did nothing except for work and go to school, basically. And it fucking sucked. And I was like, I literally fucking hate this. Like, I used to cry going to work almost every day. Like, sob, actually. And it was horrible. And I think that was truly the saddest I've ever been in my entire life. And then one day, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I was like, I'm in my third year. I'm about to be in my third year of community college. And technically, community college is only for 2 years. Like, you should be able to finish your associates in 2 years. But I was like being really slow. I was being slow because I was like, some of the classes I was paying for myself, so I couldn't take 5 at a time because it was too much money. But still, like, I kind of like was being slow about it. And I was like, I'm not trying to do this. Like I was like, I need to fucking get out of here, because it was just making me, it was just like so similar to high school almost. And I wasn't talking to anyone. I was like, I don't know why, but I had this weird period of time where like I was just like a mute. Like I just didn't talk. I just didn't talk to people. I was so antisocial. And this is before COVID. Like I literally just like could not, I just couldn't talk to people. I was just like not fucking with it. And maybe it was because I was a shell. I don't fucking know. But whatever. I was like, I need to fucking go, because I'm never going to fucking get out of here. And it fucking sucks here. And it wasn't the school either, I guess. I don't know. I think it was just the situation that I was in, and like the daily like life. Oh, sorry. The daily life that I was like living every day. Like I was just like, I can't be fucking doing this any longer. So I literally sat down and I planned out the rest of my classes. And I was like, this is how much money I'm going to need for me to be able to pay for more classes. and then these are the classes that I'm going to take. This is the degree that I'll get. Once I get that degree, I will give myself the options of the schools that I'm going to go to, yada yada. I really wanted to go away to school at that time because I had never experienced living outside of my house, and at the time everybody that I knew was in college, and not a lot of people like actually, I mean, there were plenty of people that like went to school, like went to college like in the area or whatever, but like there's also plenty of people that like went away, and I was always like, damn, I always wanted to like go away, but I just like never experienced that. So whatever. But I was like, that's like my plan. And I was like, once I graduate from the next school, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I knew what the fuck I was going to do. And I planned all that out. And somehow I did it. And it went by so fast. I literally told someone at work, like a couple days later, like what my thoughts and like my plan was. And then my manager came over. I was working like a literal retail job at the time. I was like 18, 19 maybe. No, I think I was 18. And he was like, oh, a little birdie told me that you want to go full time. And I was like, who don't like what? I had literally just talked about it. And he was like, okay, like you don't have to interview or anything. Like you're amazing. So like it's fine. Like we'll just, and I literally got a raise. It wasn't a lot. Like I should have got paid way more. Because I wasn't just full time. I also became a supervisor. But whatever, it doesn't matter. But I literally got paid more, and I had 40 hours, and that was, at the time, that was the most money I had ever made in my life, and I did absolutely nothing. I literally just told someone that like that was like my plan, and I just needed to make more money so that I could pay for school, and somebody did all the work for me. It was like so crazy. And so I started working full time, and I paid for my classes, and I did my classes, and I passed, and I graduated with honors from my community college. Hell fucking yeah. And then I got to my 2 year, and I did one semester of my major, which at the time was criminal justice. And I was like, I fucking can't do this. Oh my goodness. I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I need to change my major. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to change it to, but I'm not fucking doing this. And thankfully, I had gotten my associate's degree. Instead of getting it in criminal justice specifically, I ended up changing it last minute to just like general studies or whatever the fuck. And so when I went to my other like 2 year or the 4 year school, whatever, they ended up taking like all my credits. So I was like, I need to figure out what to change my major to. And I was like, what is something that I genuinely could do with my life? And I was like, I love space. And I love like philosophy. And I was like, I can't go into the like physics field because I had no math classes. And I was really good at math, but then I stopped trying. So like, let's be fucking for real right now. So I was like, okay, well, the next option, the most realistic option is philosophy. So I didn't tell anyone, pretty sure. I literally was just like, I need to just do this with no outside opinions. And I went to the fucking dean and I was like, hey, or whoever, the chair. And I was like, hey, I'm currently in a criminal justice major, but I don't want to do this anymore. Can I switch? And he was like, hell fucking yeah, come to philosophy. So I was like, thank you. He gave me a free t-shirt, which I still have. And I rep it all the fucking time. Shout out Montclair. And I changed my major. And I still got to, my advisor or whatever was like, you only need 2 more classes in criminal justice to get the criminal justice minor. So you should just do it. So I was like, okay. So I ended up getting my degree in philosophy and having a minor in criminal justice. So ideally, that would mean me going into like law school or something. But I don't give a fuck about law, 1. And 2, I don't want anything to do with criminal justice. So looking back, I'm like, damn, I wish I knew before, like when I was in high school, that I really like philosophy like this. But because I would have done philosophy and religion specifically, or anthropology, because I am very interested in how people's religious beliefs determine how they live their lives. But whatever, that's just not how my cards played out, and that's okay. That's totally okay. I'm glad that they played out the way that they did. But yeah, after that, I graduated, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, I got a fucking degree in philosophy. What the fuck am I gonna do with that? And I kept just like praying for a job, honestly. Like, I was just like, I can't work that job that I had before. Because I did that mostly through college, and I kept like quitting on and off. Like, I would quit and then go back and then quit and then go back because it was so toxic. And I just was like, I can't be here. But again, I needed to pay for stuff. So I was like, look, I got to do what I got to do. But one day I was like, I'm quitting, and I never went back. And I was like, all right, I'm running out of money. Oh, while I was in school, this is very important. While I was in school, I was like, I need more money, but I don't want to work at Staples. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Whatever. That's where I used to work. And I quit. No, I tried to quit. And my manager at the time was like, please don't quit. He was like, I know it fucking sucks. He actually asked me why I was quitting, and I just started bawling, and he was like, it's okay, you don't have to tell me. And he was like, can you please just stay for like 1 or 2 days a week? Just 4 hours, like nothing crazy. And I was like, you know what? Fine. Because I can be in and out, and I don't have to deal with any like actual bullshit. So I was like, fine. So I ended up staying just those couple days, just like at night, whatever. And one of my friends on like the track team was like, hey, I'm looking for someone to like babysit these kids while I'm like away at school. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask. Fuck it. I've never babysat in my life. But I live with my niece. And at the time she was like young. She was like a baby. Or a toddler, I guess. But like I was like, I help raise her. So like I've been like around kids. So I was like, okay, like fuck it. I did a call with the lady. Well, or with the two people, the two families. And it went great, and I got hired, and I was getting paid cash. And it was double the amount that I was making at the other place. And I was like, and I was doing like, I was just living my life really, because like I just had to pick them up from school, like, and then obviously like watch them and like play with them. Sometimes I would like watch them like overnight, not overnight, but I would like watch them at night. And I have to like put them to bed, and then I would just like stay up and just do my homework, check on them, do my homework, watch TV. Like, it was super chill. It was very, and the families were very, very nice. And that was the first time. Well, that was the second time that things just like worked out. And then I don't know if you can, I don't care. The pandemic or whatever happened, and I started getting unemployment, and I was getting unemployment because at the retail place, they were like, you only work at night and we close early now. So I was getting paid so much money every single week for literally existing. And I was praying for times like that. And to this day, I'm grateful that I spent so much time in the present. I remember literally every single day I would just be like, you have to take advantage of this. Like, do whatever you want to do. I was like, and my phone broke at the time. I didn't have a phone for like a month. Oh my God, it was the most freeing experience of my entire life. I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it. I went through all of that bull crap so that I could experience this moment right fucking here, because this is how I'm meant to live. I was like, I truly don't give a damn about anyone else. At the time, that's what I was thinking. And I was like, I don't know what everybody else gonna be doing, but this is what I'm meant to do. Which obviously we all think that, but a lot of us are like, it's not possible. It is fucking possible. And I'll tell you fucking why. Because after that, eventually I had to go back to work, whatever. Eventually I quit that job. I was like, F this place. Didn't have a job for a while, but I had saved up so much money, it was fine. I went months without a job. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna need a job. And my friend, one of my best friends right now, asked me if I needed a job. My dumbass said no. She asked me like 3 times. And the third time I finally was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take that job. Because it was like a couple months had passed. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. And I started working at the job that I'm currently at. And I ended up being really good at it. And I kind of just got thrown into it like full time. But I ended up being really good at it. And at first it was kind of rough, but I stuck it out. And after like a month or two, things got way better. And like my schedule was so nice. It was really early, and then I would have the rest of the day to do whatever. Um, and I don't know, it was just like perfect. It was just perfect. Like it was the perfect fucking job. And then I kept making more money because I was good at it. So I kept getting promoted and stuff. It was just like a really good experience with a job. And I had never had that before. And I was like, wow, that was another time that I wouldn't say that I had faith necessarily, because it wasn't like a conscious decision for that to happen. Like it was like with school, for example, or like changing my major. And I'll tell you why changing my major was like the best thing ever. But um I kind of just, I don't know. I don't know. It was just really what I needed. Um and I was like, thank fucking goodness I said yes. And like thank fucking goodness she asked me. Like, oh my gosh. And I was really, really grateful for that. So yeah, I started working there, whatever. I ended up working there for a while. And eventually I was like, I am really, well, during all this time, like what, back when I was in college, I became interested in tarot. When I had that time off and I was making unemployment and I was just like literally getting paid to exist, just because of the circumstances of the world, I got into tarot. I was really interested in near death experiences for some reason. I truly don't fucking know. And I was like, this is why I fucking chose philosophy as my major. Like, why the fuck am I interested in this right now? Like, every night I'm looking up shit on YouTube, listening to people's fucking stories and like what the fuck happened to them. Because I was just so interested in it. And I was so interested in dreams at the time. And I still am. But like, at that time, I was just like really, really in it. And I ended up finding a tarot reading like as one of the like suggested next videos or whatever, and it was Shanetta's Divine Tarot, and like the reading was about my spirit guide. And I had heard of tarot one time, but I had no idea what it was. And she was like, pick a pile, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to pick. I ended up picking one. She read me the cards, and it just like was weird. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like I had never experienced someone like telling me things that like made sense, but at the same time didn't. Like I was like, do I know what the fuck she's talking about? Because like reading tarot is like the person is never going to know the exact thing, because we're not supposed to know the exact thing. Like it's kind of like up for interpretation. That's like just how the universe works. It's not like, I mean, maybe some people get like direct things, but like, I don't know. I mean, now it's a little different, but at the time I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And so the next day I pulled out a notebook and I watched the video again. I watched the reading again. And like, I don't know what clicked in my brain, but like I pieced together what I thought she was talking about, like who I thought that the spirit guide was. And oh crap. And literally, like, I just started sobbing, like sobbing. And to this day, it was a crazy feeling. It was a crazy feeling. A lot of things got like, I'm telling you, I had like a switch in my soul. Because I was like, oh, this is it. Like, I just knew. 35 on the clock. I was like, this is fucking it. I was like, I don't know what it is, but this is it. And after that, I was obsessed, of course. And I was like, I have to learn how to read these cards. Like, it's so interesting. And the rest really went down in history. And at first I was like, I'm not into like witchcraft. Like, I was like, that's fucking scary. And now I'm in school for horticulture because I am very interested in herbs. I'm specifically interested in herbalism. I want to make things, and I want to be more in tandem with the earth. But I'm always scared. And it's like, I don't even think it's fear. I think it's just me lacking faith for some reason. And when I say faith, I'm not talking about God. I truly don't believe in a Christianity God. Not for me. I was an atheist for a while after I was raised Christian. And to be honest, I will literally never go back. I like the idea of me just being a free person because this is just like, it just makes sense to me. I feel like I just can't be tied down to like one idea, you know? I took a few Religion of the World's classes, and I agree with quite a few different, or like, I wouldn't even say I agree. I like believe in like a few different things from a few different religions. So that's why I like just saying that like I'm spiritual, I guess, because I am. But it's also just like I genuinely just like believe in the universe. Like, I literally think that manifestation is real because of the way that like quantum mechanics works. Like, that's just how it works. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, and I have experienced it for myself. I'm literally living my best life, and I have been ever since I changed my major to philosophy. Like, I feel like that was the first time I listened to my intuition properly. And I've been doing it ever since. And there are moments where I'm like struggling, but it's only because I don't listen to what to what my soul is telling me. Every time I listen to what my soul is telling me, I have an amazing experience. So why am I fucking scared? I don't know. It's like, and again, it's like I'm not even scared. It's just like it's clearly a lack of faith, I think. And I don't know why. Because it's like, what more fucking proof do you need, babe? I think just because I don't, like, it's just not something that you get, like, true confirmation until later. That's the thing. You have to literally just trust. And, you know, I would love to make another video about religion, because I think it's so interesting, people's thoughts, and I would love to, like, hear other people's. But the point of this video was for me to just remember that I went through all of those things, and I still ended up extremely happy, way happier than I ever thought that I could be. And I genuinely love myself. Like, genuinely, I love everything about myself. And I'm not talking about physically. Like, if I knew myself from the outside of me, I would like literally be in love with myself. And or I would be like, I love her soul, if that makes sense. And I guess I used to think that that's like really conceited, but it's not in a conceited way. It's just like, it's just how I feel. And I love other people the way that I love myself. So that's nice. I'm not the only one feeling this. Like, towards myself, I mean. Yeah. Again, if you sat here and listened to me fucking ramble, you're real as fuck. And maybe this was just like kind of a sign that you needed. Things don't ever make sense in the moment, I promise. That's one thing that I've learned about whatever the fuck life is. In the moment, that shit might feel rough as fuck. And then a little while later, you're like, yeah, I did the right thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, have a good night.